Hi, I'm a soft skills trainer from the Department of Career Planning and Development, and today we are going to be discussing an interview question that is generally asked of almost every candidate who goes through an interview. And no matter what level of interview the person is giving, this is the question that is very, very important. And the question is, why should I hire you and not the next person who walks through that door? So there are so many ways that this particular question can be asked. The interviewer can say, why are you the best candidate for this job? Or they can ask you, what would you bring to this particular position if we hire you? Or why should we hire you? It can be as simple as that. Or why are you the right fit for this position? Now, there's only just one answer for everything, as in, you need to really put yourself out there and make sure that you tell the interviewer about all the qualities that are related to that particular job profile and why is it important that they hire you for that profile. So let's go ahead and discuss it thoroughly, exactly how your answer should be and what are the things that you should take care of before you answer this question. Let's get started. Well, the obvious answer for this question would be that it is in the best interest of the company to hire you, and you are the perfect fit for that job. But do you know that all the candidates that who have been shortlisted to come for that particular interview are indeed qualified for that job, but the outstanding one is the one who's going to get that job. So the market is very competitive and every hire can have a specific impact on the company. Not only is it the risk for the company, but it is also the person recommending the candidate to hire. It's his responsibility as well. If the candidate performs well, the interviewer looks good. But if the candidate does poorly when selected, the interviewer's judgment might be put into under consideration, and he'll come in under, and he will come in the line of fire. So, when you're answering this question, be very mindful that you are not only selling yourself, but you're also providing the top management a kind of assurance that they are making a sound decision in hiring you. You need to convince the interviewer of the following things. Well, the interviewer wants to know what you can do to work and deliver exceptional results, and they also want to know that you can be an asset to the company and you'll fit well in in a team that they have in the company. They also would like to hear that you possess a combination of skills and experience that makes you stand out from the other candidates. So basically, these are the points that the interviewer wants to know about in order to make their decision an easy one. Let's see what are the things that you need to consider. So, mention your strong points. Do not by any means write down a script of your strong points and try to memorize it, because the best approach would be to write down it in bullet points, as in your strengths, and then practice them until you feel very comfortable talking about them. Well, they're not going to be that harsh and give you brownie points for memorizing your strengths, but your answer should roll off your tongue very naturally, wherein they should be able to understand that you know your strengths and you know how to sell yourself. You should always cover all the points that you've made. That is why I asked you to put it into bullet points. Your strong points should cover at least three of the following things that we are about to see here on the slide. Your industry experience, your soft skills, your technical skills, your accomplishments, and your awards, and your education and training, excellence in performing in certain tasks or duties. So you must be prepared for any scenario, and it may make or break the situation for you, really. So make sure that you're very well prepared and you cover all these points. Well, let's see what not to say when you ask this kind of a question. Well, there are certain other questions that the interviewer might ask you that would put you in a fix when trying to answer this particular question. Let's look at some of the questions that the interviewer might ask you before he or she asks you this question that would put you in a fix if you don't answer them correctly. Because all the questions should actually lead to you giving the correct answer to why are you a good fit for this job profile. That is the basic and the most important question. So let's see what some of the questions. The first one is the interviewer might ask you, what's your dream job? Well, this question may sound innocent, but it's actually uh, a very heavy question. It's asked by a lot of hiring managers to deliberately, trip the candidate. So you need to make sure that you have a very clear career path in mind, and you should be able to explain it really well to the person who's asking you this question. Of course, there's an element of curiosity involved, as the recruiter or the manager may want to see if you have a clear career path in mind or not. Well, they also want to see whether you are actually firing off applications for anything or any job that you see listed, or you're actually interested in this particular job profile. Another concealed question is, tell me about the time you succeeded at work and the time you failed. Well, yes, the interviewer is genuinely interested in the stories of success that you have in your abilities, to be honest about your failures as well. But he or she also wants to find out if you came prepared. So, in other words, he or she is trying to find out if you contemplated what might be asked during the interview, and if you have gone through enough of the critical reviews of your own qualifications, your successes, and your failures. One of the other questions that might mislead you are, you've described yourself as X in your application. Explain why. I mean, it's talking about the strengths that you've mentioned in your application. So, some interviewers really scrutinize candidates down to the smallest word of their CV or their application. So, some interviewers really scrutinize candidates right down to the smallest word in the CV that has been mentioned. So, for example, if you say that you are tenacious, then you don't have to be surprised if they asked you to give a real life example in which you demonstrated that characteristic that you've mentioned. Um, so, the moral of the whole point is, don't exaggerate your skill set, or invent traits that you don't possess. Because an interviewer may be looking to catch you in a lie, and if he is able to do that, then you will not get that role as. And if he is able to do that, then it will not play very good for you. Is So let's talk about the last question that you have to be really careful about. Is there anything that we should have asked you but we already haven't? Well, this is one of the questions that, in my experience, 75% of the people get tripped upon. It's a warning, really. They think the interviewer is asking you if you have any questions, but they're not. What they're really asking you is something else. If you come prepared for this question, then you will not have a problem. Instead, it can be a chance for you to shine. So, this is an opportunity to add something that they didn't cover. In other words, worry less about the credentials at this point and more about the organizational fit. Now, let's have a look at some of the answers that you should give. These are some of the sample answers that I've collated for you. I hope they will help you. You can give your answers on the basis of these lines. Don't cram them. Just make sure that you are able to build your answer in your own language, in this kind of verbiage, and use this kind of communication. Sir, you should hire me because my skills and knowledge exactly matches what the profile you are offering. I have specialized in the same field, that is the one on which the job is being offered. Not only this, I have consistently maintained good academic results throughout as a student, so I think I'm the best choice for this job. And here is where you need to talk about all the technical skills that you have gathered so far. So the other answer can be, Sir, you should hire me because I am an all rounder who believes in a holistic development rather than sticking to a theory. And I am a result oriented person who believes that plans can be only called plans when they are implemented and executed properly and in time. So, sir, I am the best choice for this job. And you could also base your answer on these lines. Sir, you should hire me because of my distinct and unique qualities like being a keen learner and very flexible. Not only this, but I am also a person who seeks perfection in whatever I do. So you can easily count on me. So these are the sample answers that you should be basing your answers on. I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.